So as the effective height and the antenna aperture are interrelated with each other, so we can form this sort of standard value. But what is the basic application or basic utilization of this sort of parameter? Why we are determining these relations? The simple answer is, when we are communicating from transmitter end to the receiver end with the help of a transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna, these all parameters will come into a single platform. Okay, let's see how these particular parameters are going to be analyzed. Okay, so step by step. So that relation is called as a Friis equation. So relationship between transmitter part and the receiver part, antenna parameters, if we form a relation, that relation is called a Friis equation. Now how we are going to identify that, we will understand step by step. So first, this is my transmitter, this is my receiver, separated at a distance of r. Okay, certain distance. Okay, large distance, it can be far distance. If it is a far distance, your frequency must be high, wavelength must be less. Now this is an antenna. This antenna is having its own parameter. These are the parameters what we have discussed. So here basically three parameters we are focusing, because these three parameters interlink with other parameters. Okay, first is the area of that antenna, effective area. So AE suffix T I have written. T means for transmitter part, for transmitting antenna. Now from this antenna we are transmitting, so P suffix T is the transmitted power. Okay, then what is the directivity of that? Directivity means it is strength, intensity. So directive gain we are identifying. So there are three basic components. One is effective area, second is transmitted power, and third is the directive gain. Similarly, same parameter I am using for the receiver with a notation: effective area for the receiver, received power. So here I am receiving the power, so it is PR. Here it is transmitted the power, so it is PT. Here the directive gain for the receiver, that is called as a GDR. So these are the features. Okay, how these are related, let's see. So first we will discuss with respect to transmitter part. So this is transmitter and this is receiver part. So for transmitter we have a relation GDT, directive gain, relations we have seen, that is 4 pi into intensity divided by the radiation power. Now this intensity can be written in terms of average power also. Only we have to multiply R into P average. So it is 4 pi R squared into P average divided by P rad, or transmitted power, that is called radiated power. So GDT is equals to 4 pi R square into average power divided by the transmitted power. So this is the GDT value. Same average power can be related as power average is equals to transmitted power divided by 4 pi R square into GDT in terms of directive gain. This part is over. Now comes to this receiver part. So when we are receiving the signal, what are the components are there? So received power depend upon the average power. Okay. So now we will discuss about the receiver. So this receiver, on what particular factor it will identify. So the received power, as you can see here I have written, received power is equals to, it depends upon the average power what I am receiving and the area of the antenna. So average power I am receiving into the area, effective area of the receiver. So these are the two features are there. Now average area is what? Average power is what we have transmitted. So already we have identified what is the average power. That is in terms of transmitted power, directive gain, and the 4 pi R square. That is the total cross section of the solid angle. So it is PT divided by 4 pi R square into GDT. Over. Next, what will be our effective area at the receiver? That is the most important factor, because here I have directly written what is the value, that is lambda square divided by 4 pi into GDR. How we have got, I will tell. So lambda square divided by 4 pi into GDR into average power. So this average power, if you substitute here, then that equation is called as a Friis equation. So received power, it depends upon directive gain of a transmitter, directive gain of a receiver, lambda by 4 pi whole square into the transmitted power. So this equation is called as a Friis equation. Okay, having a relationship between transmitter and receiver section in a line of sight propagation. If it is not done, your losses will be there, reflection will be there. So for a maximum information to be received, it must be in line of sight communication. So now how we have determined this, and how this lambda square divided by 4 pi into GDR is replaced by AE, that we will see now. Now in order to identify this effective area, most important thing is choose of a particular antenna, which sort of antenna it is. Whether it is a half wave dipole, whether it is a quarter wave dipole, whether it is a Hertzian dipole, whether it is a loop antenna or a helical antenna, depend upon the cross section, your effective aperture area will change. Now let us discuss with respect to Hertzian dipole. Okay, I have considered the Hertzian dipole. Now for each and every antenna, the radiation resistance will change, and in previous discussion we have seen effective area is identified with power divided by the power density. Okay, so here we have seen V square into RT, or V square divided by 4 pi R into S. Like this we have seen 4 pi RS into S. So what is R? Radiation resistance. So radiation resistance for different antennas is different. So this is the effective area. Okay. Now if you want to calculate this effective area, we can see the received power is average power, that is V square divided by 4R divided by 2. So it is V square divided by 8R. What is R? Radiation resistance. Okay. So in place of radiation resistance, substitute the value. And in place of VOC, we have to substitute E into H. So H is nothing but a length. So length and that length will be cancelled out. We will get E square into lambda square divided by 640 square. So that is the received power I am getting with respect to Hertzian dipole. Similarly, average power means the power what it is coming and striking to the element or striking to the antenna is E square divided by 2 eta naught. So E square divided by 2 eta naught. What is eta naught? For air medium 120 pi. So it is E square divided by 240 pi. Now what is the effective area? Effective area is radiated power divided by the average power. So radiated power divided by the average power divided, you will get 3 lambda square divided by 8 pi, and if you solve it, you will get 1.5 lambda divided by 4 pi square term. So 1.5 lambda square divided by 4 pi. Now for Hertzian dipole, your directive gain, that is 1.5 sine theta, constant is there. We have seen how we have took and all these things. And while discussing the antenna part for a specific antenna, I will tell how to determine this. But for the timing, specific value we have considered. So here it is 1.5. So 1.5 is the directivity for Hertzian dipole. So in place of 1.5, I can write D. So here I have written D. So it is lambda square divided by 4 pi into D. Okay. Now in place of D, we can write directive gain also, but in maximum terms. So GD theta of phi. So in place of AE, here in place of AE, I have written lambda square divided by 4 pi into GDR. Why it is GDR? Because we are calculating at the receiver. So now if you substitute this average power here, we will get GDT, GDR, lambda by 4 pi whole square into transmitted power. So this whole equation is called as a Friis equation, and it will help to form a communication link between transmitter and receiver. So these are the basic usage of this component while considering a case if the transmitter and receiver both are in line of sight separated at a distance r. How we have related with received power and transmitted power? With the help of Friis equation. Okay. So next class we will discuss one more parameter, and then we will solve few numericals regarding this antenna basic parameter, and then we will jump into the module 4. So one more class in which all the numericals I will try to cover with respect to this parameter. Till then, thank you all.